We're speaking with Republican former State Senator Don Huffines about launching his campaign for governor. And Don, one more policy question, the border and immigration. We've seen the numbers, we've seen the crowded facilities. What would you do as governor to both protect the people who are coming here and seeking asylum and then also protect Texas residents?
Well, let me tell you, and this is one of the reasons I'm running, as part of my major campaign issues, is the border. I'm tired of being lied to. And so are the other Texans. We're all tired of being lied to. Year after year, decade after decade, politicians come and say they're going to secure the border. They're going to secure the border. They're going to lower our property taxes. They're going to give us confidence in the election. And we don't have any of that. Let's just look at the border. Thousands, 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 illegals are pouring across that border every day, 7 days a week. This is an invasion. This is a total invasion of Texas. And that's why my plan to build a wall on Texas, or finish the federal Trump's wall, or to build our own wall and do whatever we need to do to secure that border is resonating so well. And I'm telling you, I'm not asking permission from the federal government. That border was defined with Texas patriot blood. And this is Texas. That's Mexico. It isn't that complicated. We're going to do whatever we need to do to secure that border.
Stepping back a little bit, we've seen some poll numbers recently showing that Governor Abbott still has a lot of support among Republican voters, and as we put the numbers there on the screen, what makes you think that he's ripe for a primary challenge in 2022?
Well, it's like I just said. I mean, Texans are smart. They understand that this has failed. This campaign is about leadership and no excuses. We don't have any leadership right now. And everything starts at the top. If we want to get rid of property taxes, and I know Texans are tired of renting their homes from the government, not having say in how much the rent is. The rent just keeps going up, and you never own anything in Texas. The first thing to do to get rid of property taxes is have a governor that's going to champion getting rid of it. And it might take 10 years, it might take 12 years, and there's a lot of ways to do it, and we're not going to have an income tax. But I can tell you, you got to have a governor with leadership. And that goes with everything. It goes with the border. It goes with election integrity. It goes with term limits. What we need is leadership. And that's what I'm going to provide.
I'm curious, if you say you don't want an income tax and you want to drop property taxes, is there a replacement for all that revenue, or are you looking at cutting the spending enough to make up for it?
Well, there's a lot of ways to get there to make sure we get rid of property tax. And there's the key here is to think of the state budget. If we limit state spending to 2.5%, just as an example, I'm just giving an example. There's a lot of paths to get there. But if you limit state spending to 2.5%, our revenues generally grow at 7 or 8%. You can take that extra revenue growth and buy down property tax.
And for those in East Texas who might not be familiar with you, you served one term in the state Senate before you got beat for re-election in 2018. What did you learn from your time down in Austin that will inform what kind of governor you'd be?
Great question. And I'm going to tell you what I learned is that most, if not all, legislators do not want to be accountable to the voters. They work so hard not to take a hard vote. Most of them are liars. They're duplicitous, and they do not want that hard vote. And they don't want to tell you, you just really can't believe how hard what they would work on to make sure they watered down a bill, and that the Republican Party platform never saw the light of day. I mean, for 20 years, Republicans have controlled everything in Austin, the Senate, the House, the governor's mansion, and every year, Republicans, we have to go down there and beg the legislature, please pass some of our legislative priorities. These priorities are put together by tens of thousands of Republicans, and they still can't get approved.
After the break, I'll ask Don Huffines what he thinks about the fact that he's not alone as a Republican challenging Governor Abbott. So stay with us.